What's up, everyone? It's TV, and I'm back in Roblox BedWars, and today we're going to be talking about my techniques that I like to use in BedWars for breaking beds. So if you've been struggling breaking beds and you just kind of like to, turtle a little bit because you don't know how to break the enemy's bed, these techniques should help you a little bit on how to be more aggressive with breaking enemy beds. And it's not always about rushing. You can still take out someone's bed without having to rush. I'm hoping that by showing you these techniques, you're going to be able to break more beds and win more games, because the more you break beds, the less advantage enemies have, right? Because you're keeping them on their toes. They're not just giving the game to them, because if they have a bed, then it's going to be easier for them to beat you. And so if you can at least take their bed and give them some heavy damage early on in the game, you have a better chance of winning. Before I begin though, if you could do me solid and hit that like button and smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. So this first technique I'm going to show you is with shears. And a lot of people don't actually even use shears for some reason, but this is one of the fastest ways you can break beds early on, because if you have shears, you can tear up the wool. I would get this right away, especially if you can see their base early on in the game. I would say this is going to be the best way to just destroy their bed. Not only is it faster than a wooden axe or even a pickaxe, like look how fast you can tear this up. And it's about, I'd say it's equivalent to a regular wooden axe. So you can see how fast I took out his bed. And granted, I died. Sure, I don't care if I die early on. If I take out a bed, I'm gonna die. But it's an easy finish here, and this is how you do it. And of course, we got to finish him off with a couple arrows here. Yeah, bow spammer, DV bow spammer. Personally, a lot of you know that I am not really into breaking beds myself. I like to kill, so that's why I got to include some kill shots here. But my game is killing. I don't really care about beds, but I can break them if I want to. So this is the next one, and I'm going to show you. This one is a little bit of a fail. Okay, I'm doing a bypass right here, so you can see I'm going around them. There's two of them blocking. The nice thing is if I can bypass them, that means they're not protecting their bed. So I'm taking a little bit of a shortcut. Now they do meet me on the other side. I think he killed himself so he could actually get over here quickly. And what you're going to see is I am trying to get to their bed, right? And I think this is my second attempt with the shears. So in my opinion, you just need to keep trying. I did have a camera glitch on this one, but look how fast. I mean, the bed health is saved. So you notice how I was like one shot? It's because I had hit it a couple times prior to that. So again, keep trying. Just because you don't get it the first time doesn't mean you won't get it the second time. Here's another run with the shears. I actually had a dodo bird, which is a huge help. But it does take a while for the shears. So at some point you're going to want to upgrade to your, iron axe or something else. I actually thought I had destroyed it already on this one. But the other great thing about the shears, check this out. I can destroy my path. So if they're chasing me, I can destroy it and make them fall. Here's another shot of me using shears, and I'm going to be taking out red base. So I like to kind of act like I'm not heading there. I'm just going to kind of go away for a moment, and then I'm coming back, and then we're going to go up. And you can see they already know I'm coming. They just try to bow me off. I just kind of like did a little hop there, and then I just act like I was going away. And then you're going to see how far I get with the shears. Look how deep I can go with this. Now, I do get killed, of course, but we're going to come back. And when this happens, if you know you can't get him with shears, what you need to do is you need to have a plan B. And so, of course, my plan B is going to be fireballs. Check this out. Easy, and axed. Very easy. So again, most of the time what you're going to see, I mean, I even escaped this one, which was crazy. But most of the time you're going to see, if you can't just, you got to switch up. This is your toolbox, okay? So if you don't have a lot of, even this right here, look at I'm blocking him. You can block him from going up, and then I'm just going to drop down on him. I'm going to knock him. He's a little confused, a little dazed and confused, knocking him. But he's taking too many risks. I have a bed. So these players are taking such risks. Look at like 2v1 right here. They, don't take risks, by the way. If your bed is broken, unless you're really good, don't take these types of risks. Look at this. He's getting hit. He just wasted some balloons, and we're going to track him down, and we're going to finish him off. We know he's light, so yeah, he's done for. And we got this guy taking some risks as well. He was really eager to get our bed, but the problem is this bed's already taken, right? So it's not a good idea to rush us. So I'm resupplying. I got a better sword. I got a diamond sword now, and he's pretty much done for. He's going to try to balloon away, too. It's not going to work out. He's not going to be able to balloon away. It's one shot, and he's starting to slow down. Balloons are much slower now, by the way. One more shot. Boom, done. But, you got to be careful, because balloons will slow down if you get hit. So just be careful with that. Now, the next tactic I like to use is one of my favorites. It's height-based. And I've had this used against me several times. And ever since I realized, oh my gosh, this is such a great method. And what it is you got to go 4 blocks up. So watch this. I'm going to go up 4 blocks, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go over. And as long as he doesn't have any blocks, this is going to work perfectly. See, he can't get me. And so see that guy just tried to build his blocks because he was going to try to jump up at me, but it was too late. So I took his bed. We're going to do the same with red, but we don't really have to. You don't have to wait to like actually break the bed. And sometimes if you have to go 5 up, you can only get the top layer here, which is fine, because as soon as you hop down, a couple shots and you got their bed. So again, if it's a light defense, is why I always suggest, heavier defense in this. And here's another height-based run here. We're just going to go across. And what I like to do for these tactics, by the way, is I like to buy a ton of wool. You're going to notice I buy a ton of wool. I usually have about 100 plus wool. You don't need that much wool, but I find you just have so much freedom if you don't have to worry about, how much wool you're using. If you can kind of escape and stuff afterwards, maybe something fails, maybe your actual run fails, you can kind of bail very easily, especially if your bed's taken. You want to have some extra wool. And you see this guy is kind of on top of it. And we're just going to drop down and get this because we had that iron axe. The iron axe is so nice. The other thing is, being able to knock them off is easy. I almost died on that one. It was crazy. Now that they're gone, though, we went over to this other base over here, and they were pushing us and pushing us and pushing us, which is a great opportunity for you to counter. So as long as your teammates are at your base, you can counter pushes against you by attacking them while they're attacking you, as long as you can have some confidence in your teammates to be able to defend. This other guy looks to be AFK right here. I don't know what he's doing. So I'm just going to take this bed. He's just totally AFK. Some people like to use banks too, so it could be that he was a bank because he never came back. Look at that. Never came back, and I'm guessing he was a bank. If you don't know what a bank is, I'll explain it in a future video. Now this right here, this guy is just like kind of like watching us, and then he's surprised I was behind him. I'm surprised they just weren't paying attention. But again, as I've said in other videos, always pay attention to every team, where they're at, where the players are at. And this is another example. Now this one was not so great for me. You can see I'm trying to go in here and I try to come down, but the problem is I can't get it. They had too many blocks here. There's too many players. There's 3 players here plus a 4th players out in the field. So I had to bail. This is like abandon the ship. So I pretty much just take off from here. I see their teammate over here. So I'm hoping he has some emeralds. So we just take him out real quick. What we're going to do this time is we're going to go back over and we're going to try using TNT. So we're just going to drop some TNT on them. And chances are it's not going to work, but we're going to try. It doesn't hurt to try. And in this case, I just kind of messed up a little bit. So you can see they were smart to block that. So I failed, right? So what do? Do we just like give up? No, of course not. No, what we're going to do is we're going to try ballooning this time. So this is another strategy you can use. You can balloon. You kind of add a little confusion because you're distracting them. I was actually trying to build an underground base too, but you can see here, thankfully I had my teammate here using some TNT at the same time. So that kind of just blew the area away. So with my axe, I could just finish off and we're good. And then I blocked myself in. That way they can get to me very easily, even though I used I used ceramic. They could have easily gotten me, but that was pretty much a win. As soon as we got their bed, they were done for. Now the next one right here I'm going to be showing you is a bypass. So you see how I just kind of just jammed right by him. This is another technique you use. It's not really anything special. This is just a basic technique, but you can see I just got their bed by bypassing him. What does bypass mean? I just went around him and took out his bed. Pretty fast and easy win. The next technique I'm showing you now is the fireball technique. So you can see we're just destroying these guys with the fireball, and I took out this guy and then he took me out ultimately. But you can see fireballs are still like one of the easiest ways to destroy bases. As long as they don't use ceramics, we're in good shape. And then I'm going to be using a fireball on this next one. As soon as I clear these guys, I'm going to get some more emeralds. And the idea here with this one is I am using fireballs with balloons, and we're going to take out green real quick. You can see green was pretty easy going. They had like one good player. Most of their players were kind of new. They weren't really armored up at all. And that's another thing that a lot of players forget to do is, armor up, just because they feel a little confident. But you can see I'm just going to take this out. I should have pearled into this, but I just decided to just go ahead and balloon in, and you just take that out, and we're going to pretty much kill their player here. And we're going to take out this player as well because, like I said, they don't have any armor. I don't know why this fireball just didn't trigger them. Like, it should have killed them. Then we just have this player right here, and we were done. So again, fireball technique is huge. And next, I'm going to show you one more fireball. This is my favorite. This is my go-to strategy. I use this almost every match by default, unless people are really well defended. It's just so easy to take out beds this way. You're pretty much guaranteed their bed unless, like I said, unless they're experienced. And you can see someone just took out my bed, unfortunately, but their bed is gone. It's very easy. All it took was one fireball on that one. You might have to do multiple fireballs in the future, depending on how thick their defense is. We're going to chase this guy down for some M's. Next up, I'm going to be showing you is a TNT tactic. I like to use TNT every now and then. I prefer fireballs because fireballs are ranged, straight on hits. You're pretty much guaranteed a ton of damage, but TNT is just crazy good. Like I said, I prefer fireballs, but you can use these just as well. So this is just more of a height-based one. Now, you got to make sure you're right over, otherwise you're going to have something like that. And then you can just drop down after it goes off. Make sure you don't go off, jump down too soon, or otherwise you might blow yourself up. Now, this next strategy here is going to be using TNT with balloons. It really depends on the map. This one is a little harder with balloons because you got the blimp, so you got a little bit of height restrictions. But what you want to do is just kind of go and grab some emeralds real quick, get as fast as you can. That's why I like to buy lots and lots of wool, like I said, because if you have lots of wool, then you don't have any restrictions. You can get whatever you need very quickly. You don't have to go the typical paths. You can avoid people because, most people, yeah, you could end up getting bowed, but we're just going to jump off here and you can see we're using balloons. A lot of players just they can't hit this, so it's really hard to hit balloons. So they didn't know what to do. And you could just drop them midair like this, and it's just you're just bombing them. And then you just drop down and take out their bed. You see, I'm getting attacked by 3 players and I still took out their bed. In that case, I didn't have armor yet. So you can see, it's really easy to take out beds if you think about it. So we're just going to go and try it on this one, but you're going to notice we don't succeed on this one. We're going to do the top TNT. And the problem with this is if, you have a really, really big defense like this, it's really hard to find the bed sometimes if they know what they're doing. So you can see, I couldn't find the bed and I was a little frustrated because I don't know where it was. And they just did a really good job protecting their bed on this one. And by the time, they noticed I was out here, I was dead. So in that case, what I wanted to do this time was surprise them with 360 TNT. And I'm going to show you what 360 TNT is. Basically, you put a little bit on top and then you surround the entire bed with TNT. And, using that, you should be able to reveal the location of the bed. It's just you're going to have so many more holes. You're also going to knock someone. I killed someone while I was doing that. So it's pretty easy to finish this up. And then blue was the only one left. And so, when you're destroying beds like this, they just don't know what to do. And of course, they were trying to take out our bed every now and then, but they're afraid because we're doing so well that they know we're a strong opponent. And a lot of the times what happens is people naturally turtle because of that. So we're just going to finish these guys off real quick. Yeah, I'm a bow spammer. Okay, whatever. You can't fault me for bow spamming a little bit. So this guy thinks he's going to take off, and unfortunately he's going to learn a hard lesson. Right there is the death blow right there. So again, TNT pretty good. I like fireball better. I'll tell you, I like fireball, but fireballs cost 100 each. So now this next technique I'm going to be showing you is a pretty new one that I saw and I've been victim of, and I really like it a lot. It can work really well for people that don't pay attention. And a lot of players, if you're in a random squad, a lot of the times they just don't pay attention. Especially on this map, it's really easy to not pay attention. So you just see, I just drop down and I place a block on the cliff while I'm falling, and hopefully they don't notice. In this case, they did notice. They were paying attention. They were defending. So of course, it didn't work that time, but I went back and they didn't think I was going to repeat it because they thought I made a mistake the first time, but this was intentional that I wanted to drop down here so it would be a little slower for them to be able to hit me. See, because it takes them a little bit longer because they have to drop down and they're afraid of falling off that cliff. So you see, I got their bed and they rage quit. They totally rage quit. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you do use any of these tips, be sure to comment below so I know that you're actually using them, and let me know if they were helpful to you. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next vid. Peace.